You're listening to The Traditional Millennial with Brittany Dotson, where conventional meets contemporary and faith fills the gaps. What's up, y'all? We are back on The Traditional Millennial. I am your host, Brittany Dotson, and I have some friends here with me again today, back on the podcast, ready to jump into a really good conversation. So Dre, Vakeisa, thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
back. I appreciate y'all. Hey, listen. So I think we've picked up some, new listeners here. So I don't know if they know y'all. So if you don't mind, I know I probably should have told y'all this ahead of time. I'm so sorry, but y'all know who y'all are. So it's all good. It's no pressure here. So if you don't mind, will you just tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, what you do? Something really short, sweet, to the point for people who may not know you.
My name is Vakeisa. Some people call me VJ or V. I am a millennial. I consider myself to be a little traditional, not too traditional though. I also am a blogger. I write a lot, inspirational things, mostly Christian based. And that's pretty much it. It sums me up.
Okay, so my name is Dondrae Vinson. People call me Dre, a.k.a. Ferocious. I'm owner of Ferocious Productions. I'm an audio engineer, producer, songwriter, creative, entrepreneur, born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas.
So, now that we have gotten that out of the way, so most people that know me know that I play a lot. I like to joke around, I like to have a good time. Just it's all fun and games in life, right? But something that I am serious about is just living with purpose and intentionality. And so doing things on purpose, saying things on purpose, making sure, the people that I deal with, that there's a purpose there for that. Just in everything, I think we need to pursue purpose in what we do. Something that I think has been just missing now, I think, is people making sure that they do that in relationships. And so today I want us to kind of explore that from a different perspective, maybe a perspective that we don't see talked about too much, okay? So what we want to talk about today is values and preferences, all right? And so what I want us to do before we get into the depth of the conversation, what I need for y'all to do, one of you, both of you, it doesn't matter, however you want to do it. What would be, I need you to tell us, what would be your definition of a value, or a definition, the definition, your definition of a value, and your definition of a preference? What, either one of you, doesn't matter, both of you can tell us. Just what's your take on those two words?
So I'll take preference.
Okay.
Preference is just a person's, personal choice, things that that they, I guess, it could be based around, I guess, their values. So basically, your preferences would be the things that you prefer based around your values.
Okay. So,
I'll do value, but I also want to add a little bit to what Dre said about preferences. It's like the extra on top of the value, kind of like the cherry on top, so to speak. But a value is something that is concrete, something that you hold to high esteem, that you find very important to you, that you hold very dear to you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so now that we have established what a value is, what a preference is, what I want to do is get into the nuts and bolts of the conversation. So, we see a lot of talk especially on social media, about relationships and dating and marriage and singleness and all the things. People talk about this stuff all the time, right? And I actually statistically, even amongst people in general, single people, Black people are the highest race of people who are unmarried. So, but beyond that, there are a lot of single people, whether it doesn't seem like it. I work with a lot of people who are married. I see a lot of people who are married, and you would think that most people in the world are married, which they probably are, but there still are a lot of single people amongst us, right? And so we see a lot of different just ideas and opinions and perspectives bandied about on social media. Red pill, blue pill, men versus women. I don't like these men because of this. I don't like these women because of that. These women do this. These men do that. And you have all these things. So something that I saw a while ago was somebody see people say this a lot now though, is the people I like don't like me, and the people who like me, I don't like them.
Yeah.
And so I had posted on my story, I was like, like what people say this all the time, like what's up with people not liking each other? A lot of us are cool, a lot of us are friends, but ain't none of us dating. Like we just all out here just hanging out. Don't nobody want to date anybody. And so some people responded, and I know you were one of the people who said, you mentioned the word preferences, and you mentioned people basically not wanting to let go of preferences. And then some people were like, well, I just want to be who I want to be with. I don't want to settle, and I don't, I want what I want and all this, that, and the third, right? So I got to thinking, I'm like, well, are we living in a time where people are conflating values for preferences, where we're confusing the two, or we're getting it mixed up? Or is it that people just don't want to settle? They want what they want, and they are valid in that, and that's what it is. What do y'all think? Is it a little bit of both? Is it more than one more than the other? Like what is it?
So I think that I think a lot of back to this, a lot of people's preferences now are not really based on their values. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of superficial, things are based on just appearance and things of that nature. Not things that hold any value. Mm-hmm. Not to say that being handsome or pretty doesn't hold any value, mm-hmm. but it's just no substance to people's preferences these days, from my opinion, what I see.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
I would say that people are valuing their preferences more than their values. Mm-hmm. 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 Pretty much for what sure. Dre just said, and yeah, that sums it up for me.
Yeah. I again, back to this whole purpose thing, intention thing. I think that a lot of people are elevating superficiality above purpose. So now people aren't really wanting to be with people because they're going to push them towards a greater purpose or a higher purpose, or even push them towards goals or dreams or aspirations. The goal is to be with somebody that's going to make them look good, or to be with somebody who looks a certain way, or who is a certain way in the eyes of everybody else. I think a lot of people's preferences are based on what other people perceive. It's Absolutely. Not even what I even want anymore. Like a lot of people I don't even think they know what they want anymore. I think I'm looking at what everybody else is gravitating towards. I'm looking what everybody else is wanting, and now this is what I want. So now I want the person that's gonna look good to everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't feel good to me, but they're gonna look good to everybody else. And I don't know. I don't know where we went wrong. I don't know what happened. Because I kind of think we're older, right? I'm almost 40. So there is no way in the world I should be out here. I'm single, for one. But I shouldn't be out here looking for somebody based on a car. Or, based on... So, I should not. I'm too old for that.
Absolutely.
Right.
I can see if I was 22, maybe I need to grow up, of course, even then. But I see a lot of us, like millennials, who are dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Man,
Absolutely.
we really are not getting it right. And I don't know. I don't know. Again, I may not know what I'm talking about. I'm single. I ain't ever been married. I could just be talking. I don't know. But it just seems as though somebody somewhere is failing. And it's kind of scary to think that all of us are getting older. Our parents are getting older and all these things. And so we are the people who are coming up, and this is the mindset that's rising up with us. And that's kind of, I don't know. It worries me a little bit, just a little bit, but hey, I'm not in everybody's head. I can't speak for everyone, but I think a problem is, I really think sometimes the problem is visibility, y'all. Like we're able to see too much from other people. And I don't even think a lot of times it's intentional that that invokes some type of comparison switch in us. I don't know if it turns it on, but I think us seeing a lot of people's lives lived out publicly is really, really, it's not always a good influence. you know. TikTok is so cool for recipes, man. Like, I don't have a TikTok, but everybody says
Me neither.
It's too much. But I mean, you know, it's good for that. Like, I don't know, Instagram is good for like life hacks or whatever, but social media is not the place for you to learn how to love people or for you to learn how to be a good person all the time. There are some people on there who have some really amazing things to say, but then there are some people who don't.
Right.
And those are most of the time the people that we listen to, which is really sad, but it's true.
And like what you just said, I really believe it's people who go to social media to see how they should live.
Yes.
And that's like the saddest thing in the world.
That is the saddest thing. And you know what? You say that I was having a conversation with my youngest sister a long while ago, and we were talking about something. Y'all don't even remember what it was. And she said that basically there are some people who will, like you just said, will be on social media and will watch a particular person because they want to see everything that they do. Like, do you know how much energy that takes to just like be like somebody else to figure out? Like, I'm trying to figure, and then I feel like that is really mentally antagonizing because now I'm wondering in those moments when I don't see you, what are you doing? What that I'm not doing? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like,
that's scary.
That is so scary.
That's breeding mental illness.
Absolutely.
I would think.
Yes, it really is.
Obsession.
It is. It absolutely is. But if I'm going to social media to get everything that I need, those things that I don't need, I think that I can get them from there. And when I can't, that probably is wearing on me in a way that's not healthy. You know, I don't know. I don't really quite understand it. Hey, check this out. So, talking about this, thinking about this, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So I've seen this. These people shared these posts from other women, and it's these posts with like these lists of things that women get done or women are supposed to have done, and then they'll say stuff like, "You get $100. Give me $100 ain't enough. I gotta get this done. You're not giving enough." As a man, when you see that, what do you think?
So for me, it's showing a lack of critical thinking. Like sometimes when you put like a hard number on certain things, it makes your mentality seem limited.
Okay.
Because not a lot of stuff is just black and white like that. So if you can just say, this is what it is, cut and dry, it just makes you look like a person that you don't really think deep. You don't analyze anything. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of giving pathetic a little bit.
Not pathetic.
It is pathetic a little bit. As a woman, when you see stuff like that, what do you think about other women who share stuff like that?
First off, I think I can't relate. I'm not that type of woman to where I got a whole itemized list of what a man should do to the T. I wasn't brought up that way, you know, and I can't relate. And it's beyond me. Yeah, it really is. I don't give it any mind or pay much, mind to it because it's ridiculous.
Right, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's crazy. I see stuff like that and I'm just like, I don't even know, like, who has the time to like make this list? Like you made a post with all this stuff on here to tell somebody
we got too much time.
$100 ain't enough. Like,
too much idle time.
Man, I don't know.
$30 is no longer enough for lunch.
Right.
I can get 2 lunches with $30.
Listen,
3.
What are you getting for lunch? Where are you going for lunch? Because I need to try this spot you're going to where $30 ain't enough for lunch.
Listen.
Like, that's crazy. That's wild. Y'all, I don't know. Like, I don't know. With the way my heart and mind is set up, you know, with the way I am, just with people in general, like, I want to see the best come out of people's lives. I want you to know that you can just achieve greater. You can reach for greater. Like, just whatever you have in you, I want it to come out of you, right? Just by nature of how I am as a person. And so, I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. And you know, I think about, like, my dealings with people. And one thing I don't ever want anybody to walk away from me and say that I didn't want their best interest. I didn't have their best interest at heart. So I think about like when I'm dating people and stuff, and how when when you're dating people, you talk to people about their goals, their dreams, like what they're working on, what they want to do, and all this stuff. And you share that with each other. And then like with men, a lot of men want to impress upon you that they like you by spending money on you. Like they want to take you out all the time. They want to buy you stuff all the time and all this stuff. And what type of person I am and how I do, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not letting you do that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to remind you of what you told me and what you wanted to work on. So if we keep going, we progress, we make it, or if we don't, I can celebrate that with you if you make it. Like if you achieve whatever it is that you wanted to do, I can celebrate that with you. Or even for you if I'm not with you. So when I see posts like that, I think in my head, I don't know, I'll be like, you pathetic little girl. For real. Like that's terrible. It's terrible because I can't relate. Nothing about that resonates with me, because I'm like, I won't even let a man take me out all the time. Like we gonna figure out something else to do that's gonna save you some money, where we can spend, like we can have a decent time and spend good quality time with each other without you going in your pockets all the time. We're gonna do that. And so you over here talking about a $200 wig, girl. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. And I just think I feel like women who are like really looking for something, really like praying about a relationship, who are incessantly pursuing it. They really, really want that. They got time to date. They are looking for a man. They want a husband. I feel like a lot of women are missing out on really good men because they are elevating these material things over purpose. And they're elevating this stuff over things that are valuable in their life. Like if you got a man who is respectable, who acts with integrity, who's honest, who's loyal, somebody you can trust, somebody that communicates with you, that knows how to resolve conflicts with you, somebody who's not intimidated by you, not threatened by you, who can talk to you the right way. You can share things with them. They share things with you. He'll pray for you. He'll pray with you. Even if the prayer is 2 sentences long, y'all can grab each other's hands and go to the Lord and do all the things. He does all that. If you got somebody that can do that, they're financially responsible. They're good stewards over their money. They ain't got to have a whole lot of money to go buy you a Louis Vuitton bag. Girl, please. If they do all of those other things and they don't ever buy you a $400 wig, take the wig back to the store and just go home. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But then again, I'm single. I ain't never been married. I mean, I know what I'm talking about. I just feel like stuff like that is ridiculous. But I feel like that's where we are, though.
So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like it's just our culture suffering from these things? Because I look around and it seems like it's just us. I don't see other races even having remotely the type of conversations that black folks are having about relationships. Nope. And even the standards are different.
Nope. It's us. Hence why we are statistically the most unmarried people. Right. For real. Like it tracks. But we think about this. We do a lot of just silly stuff. Even like did y'all see the cussing challenge with the kids?
Yes.
Who are you? Like, what are you doing? Did you ever see that?
I've seen something. I wonder if it's the same thing.
Maybe so. Where they got these kids, they tell them like you can. I don't know if they give them a minute or something.
Yeah, they take them in the bathroom and close the door. You can say all the cuss words you want to say and get it off your chest.
In a minute. Like, y'all, I saw one video. This little girl and her little brother were going at it. They almost got to fighting because they were like cussing each other. And I'm like, what are we doing? And it's not nobody but black people. It's us. It's us. And I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know where I don't know where the issue came in to where now we see all of these things that are nonsense as things that we really need to highlight. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know where the disconnect came in at, but it definitely is a cultural issue.
Absolutely.
Like, and then we share this stuff. on social, like I think about the women that share it. Most of the time when I see women that share it, these women are single that share it. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, you're not with anybody. So you're posting a post like this on social media, basically saying, for all of my, because you're a prospect to somebody is a prospect to you. So to all of my prospects, you either got to be coming like this or don't come at all. You ain't gonna get to know anybody because I don't get it.
So with that, I personally feel like I think it's people that are putting these messages out that don't even intend on being in a relationship. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
No intentionality.
Yeah.
And so them saying these things, it doesn't even matter to them.
Right.
They're just talking.
Right. Right.
But it's other people who are hearing it, especially people that might be younger than them.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking this stuff as law.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're applying it.
Yeah.
To how they view relationships. So now, if if somebody wants to give me $30 for lunch, that is not you not even, don't even look my way, because I can't eat off $30. I can't eat lunch. $30. So if we ate breakfast and lunch and dinner, so we spending $200 in a day on food.
I think, like, back to values, I think that you have people who are literally losing the value of just interpersonal interactions and everything. Like, it's people who have their Cash App in their bio. They take money from strangers. So their value for people is like, the bar is low.
Very low. Cash App in your bio?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've not seen that. Have I seen that?
Cash App, Venmo, Zelle.
I've seen posts, don't even jump in my inbox if you're not going to Cash App me first. I've seen posts
Shut
like that.
up!
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wait. Cash App me for what? Did they don't say?
For their conversation, for their time. Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
It's giving prostitute.
It's giving
Yes.
prostitute.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Streetwalker.
Yes.
Yeah.
For real. Real talk.
It's crazy out here.
I've never seen it before. That's where we are though.
We are lovers of money. We seeing it.
Right. Right. For real. For real. It breeds all type of like detriment, honestly. But like I don't know. I just think what's the age, like when you see people that post this, do you ever go and like look at their page to see like how old they are, what they got going on?
So it's a vast range. I've seen from early 20s to 40s.
That's like us almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like out here like
Yeah.
clowning.
I've seen people I know personally, like I might have went to school with, on the internet cutting up. And they got 2 and 3 kids.
No way.
Talking like a 20-year-old.
And then some of them give the excuse saying that this is just social media. This is not real.
Right.
Why put it out there then?
That came out of you.
Idle words. Why are you putting that out in the atmosphere?
Right. But that came from somewhere though. It comes from something. And like people can say what they want to say. And I know, people get on social media and they want attention and they want to go viral and all the things.
Right.
But my thing is this, even stuff like that comes from a place in you that you need to address.
Right.
Like even if it comes from to you, you're saying it comes from nowhere. There is a motivating factor that even had you post that in the first place. Something is in you that you need to really be addressing because something ain't right. I mean, it's just not right. Like,
It's not.
do you not even care who's on the other end of this? Like you said, their people's value for people is really low, and it shows even through what you post. Like, cause that's real. Like, I know that social media is not like the end all be all. It's not should not be the final say so in our lives in that way. But at the same time, though, it kind of is real life because you get to kind of see how people really are. Because if you posting nonsense, you full of junk. Like you know what I mean? Like what?
Trash.
What else are we gonna like trash in, trash out? What else can people expect? So let me ask y'all this: do y'all feel like y'all have missed out on people, good people, potential mates, or even friends, just relationships in general? Do you feel like you missed out on good relationships because you've at one point in time elevated preferences and superficial things over meaningful, purposeful things in your life?
Me personally, nah, cause so throughout school, right? I dealt with a lot of that. Being a short guy, I dealt with a whole lot of that. A whole lot of being dismissed for superficial reasons. So
Oh yeah.
I never got bitter. I just took that as like, okay, I'm not gonna approach relationships in that manner.
Okay.
So I try my hardest to not fall into that.
Okay. So you've not been a person who has been led by preference
Right.
ever.
Right.
It's always been, can you add value to my life?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Have you missed out on somebody? You got somebody that got away because you were being superficial. Okay, 'cause you were thinking real hard.
I'm thinking. I'm
you
like,
thinking real hard.
have I?
Ooh, you let that good man go.
Lord, y'all pray for me.
Oh, God, we got you.
But I can say no, I haven't.
Okay.
Hopefully, I don't.
Okay.
I would say that.
Do you feel like you've ever been challenged with that?
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how? Like in what area? Like what is a particular preference that you've had that you've got to like work to let go of, or do you still have it, or what?
I'm trying to decide whether or not it's a preference or not. I think it's a value. You want to be, you want to be, attracted to someone. That has to be.
So like appearance.
It's not appearance. It's just, I don't know what it is. Some people just don't have that spark.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe y'all can help me.
Well, I don't know.
But,
I don't know if I can help. I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
I feel on that.
Are you saying like just like you having a connection with them or chemistry with them in a way that that would cause you to be attracted to them, or is it that plus like physicality?
When you say physicality, what is
like
it?
Facial appearance, height, weight, body type. What?
It ain't even that.
Okay, not that. So beyond that, just okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Okay, so
tracking in other ways, mentally, all of that. I don't know.
Okay. So why are you struggling then? Why are you struggling?
Who knows?
You just haven't found them. You haven't met the person.
I don't know. Maybe I have.
Oh Lord, that's a problem. That's a problem. Wait a minute. Okay.
So like I said, I don't feel like I've made that mistake.
Okay. You don't feel like you've made that mistake as of yet. Because you don't know. You could have met the person or you could not have met the person. But you feel like you would know if you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're not really challenged then. Are you challenged? I don't feel like I don't feel like you're challenged. Mm-hmm. You're challenged?
Mm-hmm.
Listen. You gotta give me details person. Okay? So how are you challenged though if you feel like you haven't actually run across somebody who gives you that?
Okay, well let me correct that. I think I have.
Okay.
Run across that person. Yes.
Oh, and you let them go?
No.
You haven't let them go yet?
No.
There could be a budding relationship happening.
Right.
Look at you. Okay, you should have just said that. You could have just said it.
Well, it's said now. It's good.
We can edit that part out if you like. If you don't want anybody to know that you got, you got a little crush or something.
She's still in the trial period.
She's in the trial. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. This is funny. This is fun. Okay. So, take a check off your eye. That's so funny. So, since you say that, since you say you're challenged, what are you doing to maybe address it or even maybe overcome it? I guess if you need to, do you even need to overcome? Do you need to keep it intact, keep it where it is? What?
Yep.
Can't even think of the word. I'm just
very conflicted. It's very complicated.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Just complicated. Okay.
Yeah, but
I got you. Okay. So you could, if I was dealing with that, you couldn't help me right now because we be going through the same thing.
listen.
I'm not going through it. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just, you can't help nobody right now because you struggling. No, I'm just playing. I get that though. I get that. But I mean, I guess we all have. I don't know if I've ever dealt with the whole preference value thing. I definitely don't feel like I've missed out on anybody because of it. I feel like people, if you were supposed to be in my life, you would have been there. In that regard, as far as like missing out on you, and now I'm regretting it type of thing. I don't feel like that was the case, and I don't feel like maybe when I was young. No, I don't feel like I've missed out. I know I haven't missed out on anyone because of that, and I don't even think that I have. I've never been a real materialistic person.
Me neither.
I don't really stuff and like external stuff doesn't really move me much. So I don't know. That I don't think that's ever been an issue. But I want to ask y'all this though, because speaking of like single people and all this stuff, and would y'all say that? Would you say that you're a good woman?
Yes.
Would you say that you're a good man?
I try to be.
You try to be okay. Mm-hmm. So in saying that, there are a lot of people who say that, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people say I'm a good woman, I'm a good man. I'm still single though. People out here don't want good men, they don't want good women. People say stuff all the time, and so just basic knowledge of what being a good woman or good man would be that you are probably someone who does like date with integrity. So I'm not dating you because I want you to buy me a car next week, or I'm not dating you because you, I don't know, I don't want to say that. Can I say that? I don't know. Okay, anyway. I'm just not dating you for anything superficial, right? Mm-hmm. You're a good person. You're good. You want a good man, you want a good woman, whatever. Why do y'all think there's so many of us saying we're good men, or you trying to be, so many of us saying we're good women, and we're still single? What do you think? Men aren't pursuing women like they used to? Do you think that women aren't responding like they used to? Like, what's the deal?
So I'll speak specifically to the things we just touched on. Like, I think that all of the stuff like that we were speaking on for social media and these delusional standards that people are putting out there, I think that stuff intimidates a lot of people.
Okay, how? Well, I mean, intimidates who?
Like, from a man's standpoint, not myself particularly, but I think some men, they see these things like, okay, a man has to have this much to deal with me, and he might not be where he wants to be financially, and that kind of will discourage him from even trying. Mm-hmm. Because it's a difference between, okay, you can have certain things that you might have insecurities about, but when you see people adamantly speaking on them, it kind of just inflates that insecurity, and it makes people go into shutdown mode. Or we'll use the example of a certain body type. With all the surgeries and stuff that's going on, you might have somebody who loves their natural body, but they might get discouraged from dating because it's like, okay, well, I don't have this size waist, and my hip ratio is not X, Y, and Z. So that might have them in shutdown mode. Like
a woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so she may not.
She may not even have. It might shake her confidence. It might make her go into a shell.
Okay.
If these things are becoming the norm,
out there to even be approached or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. I get that.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. So, do you? I mean, what do you? So if people think like that, there are a lot of people. If there are a lot of people who think like that, but then there are a lot of people who don't think like that, who think they're good, but maybe they're reposting stuff like $100 ain't enough for lunch or whatever.
Right.
How is it? Have y'all found it hard to date with all of that fluff?
Like she said earlier, I don't pay no mind.
Okay. Yeah. You just gonna do what you do.
Right.
Date who you date. What, do your thing. You just gonna, I don't know, put yourself out there like you want to.
There's a demographic for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody for
Absolutely
everybody.
agree. Absolutely agree. Yeah, I feel that. Cause I don't know. I do feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like just the times that we're in are just strange times. Sometimes I wish I would have gotten married in my 20s, and then but I don't trip about it's not like a big deal dating and being married and all that stuff. I don't put a lot of emphasis on it at all my life. I feel like it'll happen how it's gonna happen. But for people who do want that, but can't quite figure out how to navigate it, like, what would be your advice to them? Like, dealing with all this stuff, because everybody isn't in a mental space to know what to do with all of this information. I feel like, we've got sense enough to know how to do this and how to work this out and walk out these things, but everybody doesn't. So what would you tell them?
Man, be patient. Focus on your own personal growth. Focus on your own happiness first. Because even with a relationship, you have to be very careful that your want for a relationship is not superficial.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because some people look at marriage and things as a status symbol. So they want the marriage, but they don't know how to be husbands and wives. They just want the title.
Right, that's it.
That's good. And I would say if they find themselves overindulging in relationship content, detox. Unfollow some pages, take a break from social media for a month or so, like detox and get in touch with your own thoughts and what you think about things, because constantly taking in other people's thoughts, you become disingenuous. You're not even authentic anymore,
Right.
because you have lost touch with yourself.
Right, for sure. That's great advice, actually. I don't know. I feel like maybe some of us need to do that every now and then anyway, just in general, so you don't get into like this information overload because even beyond relationships and stuff, we can get to like comparing ourselves to people and looking at other people saying, I wish I was here. I wish I was there doing this. I was at an event a couple of weeks ago, and this guy asked me, he was like, they were asking questions in the audience, and one of the questions was, what do you see? What's next for you? And I think the other question was like, what are you reading right now? And people ask me those questions, and I used to feel like I had to give people an answer about something because I had to be doing something. And I was like, look, I don't know what's next for me. Whatever God has for me, I'm working on some stuff. I don't even know if that's going to happen. Like 2 weeks from now, the Lord may say, quit doing what you're doing and focus on this. I don't know. But then I'm like, and right now I'm not reading anything but my Bible because I get to reading stuff, y'all, and I get to taking all this stuff in, and I read other people's words, and I'm like, dang, this is, I want to write like this, or I want to do like this, or I need to write a book like this. You get to compare yourself to people because you're taking all of this information in from all of these other people, and you're trying to live your life through the lens that they're living theirs, and they may have something totally different going on with them. So I think like detoxing is very important just in general, especially if you don't have the discipline to just sift through all of that stuff.
Right.
I feel like intellectual stuff, I'm challenged with that type of stuff. I'm like, dang, this person is really smart. I want to be as smart as this person. I get to, trying to do all this stuff. I have to separate myself from information and research and data and all that stuff. But like as far as social media goes, I've learned how to see people on the other end of a phone or a screen and understand that this is not my life and this is not who I have to be. So I don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it. Even if I do spend a whole lot of time on it, I'm not looking at it to get the gospel or to get the law for my life. But some people don't know how to do that. And for them, they would need to separate themselves from that, especially if you're thinking about being with somebody or if you're looking for relationship advice or whatever. Really, honestly and truly, the person that can tell you the most about who you need in your life, who you are, to even within yourself, is the Lord. Like, you need to rely on God to show you all of that, because he can see people's hearts and where they are, where they're trying to go, and how that will benefit you in your life. So no, people just they I don't know, they really need to understand just the value of things that are not tangible, like, and really understand like how real things are that you cannot see, and even about other people. So the spirit that people operate in, the heart that they operate in, the motive that they have for you, like, that's important, and people don't always know how to really deal with stuff like that. So, last question, really. Okay, thinking about your top 3 values, top 3 preferences. If you had to get rid of 2 of them, of each, what would they be and why?
Oh, that's tough.
I'm so dang.
I haven't even begun to even think about a list of those things to even.
What are your top 3
subtract.
values? Do you know? It's hard. Isn't it?
Top 3 values that I would seek in a partner, or for myself, like, from what aspect?
Yeah, that you would. Well, yeah, that you would seek in a partner for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I say emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Honesty and integrity, and compassion.
Okay. What are your top 3?
Those are good, Dre. I would say God loving, integrity, and confidence.
Okay.
That was a good one.
God loving, integrity, and confidence. Okay, so if you had to get rid of 2 of those, 2 of yours, and keep one, which one would you keep?
Sheesh. I'll probably keep emotional intelligence, because I feel like the other things I named kind of fall under that umbrella.
You would keep
So I get rid of
honesty, integrity,
yeah,
and compassion.
yes,
And you would keep emotional intelligence.
yes.
Okay. What about you?
I feel like you love God. Some of the other stuff would fall underneath all that. So
There you go.
encompasses all.
God loving. Okay. I have something funny. Yeah. And then I'm gonna ask you about your preferences. So we at the church, we did something for Mom for her birthday, and so they asked, one of the questions that we asked, like, the people to guess like what Mom would say, and so they asked her, like, what is something that you could not live without, right? So she said, everybody assumed she was gonna say my dad, right? She didn't say my dad. She said God and money. I was like, dang, that's so bad.
That's facts, though.
Yeah, it is.
You can't survive without money. You can't survive without the Lord.
Right, but oh my gosh, y'all. My dad was like shocked. I was like, dang, that's crazy. But anyway, that was just random. I thought that was y'all talking when I was asking y'all to get rid of 2 things. So clearly my dad didn't make her list. But anyway, so preferences. Top 3 preferences for you.
Top 3 preferences would probably be so if I say emotional intelligence as far as values, can I just say overall intelligence as far as preference? Okay. Must be intelligent. Communication, must have communication skills. Must have excellent communication skills,
Okay.
or striving to have. And I would say confidence.
Okay, so those are top 3 preferences
Yes.
for you. Top 3 preferences for you.
Did you give your top 3?
I'm gonna give my.
Okay, I'm just making sure I didn't zone out and miss something. Okay.
I got you.
Hitting us with these questions.
I gotta think though. I hadn't thought about it.
Right, but you gonna ask us. Okay. Okay, that ain't fair, but
Okay.
top 3 preferences. Funny, intelligent,
Okay.
and tall.
Okay. What 2 would you get rid of? You absolutely had to.
Intelligence ain't going nowhere. I'm not getting rid of intelligence.
So you'll keep that one. The other 2,
Yeah.
Can't deal with no dummies.
Excommunication.
Communication. And what was the other one I said?
Confidence. Was
Confidence,
what you said.
yes.
Confidence.
Yeah, those two can
Communication,
go.
confidence, they can go. Yours, which ones can go?
2 have to go.
2 gotta go. They gotta go.
Funny and tall.
Funny and tall. So, what was your second one?
Intelligent.
Intelligence has to stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. I asked that because, like, that's hard, right?
Yeah, that was
That's
hard.
hard.
You got to edit those blank spaces.
Right.
But it's hard. But, like, I think about people out here who are making, like, rash, hasty decisions to be with people, and they don't even think through that stuff. Like, they don't think through, okay, does this person have this? If they do, can I sacrifice this for this? Like, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter. We sit here just trying to think of stuff that we would value, that we prefer. And it's people out here just making decisions. And then it's people out here who get married based off of not even thinking about that stuff. And then they end up divorced or something. And, you know, they make light of stuff like that. But it's really not something you make light of. Like, when you thinking about adding people to your life, like, that is really something that you gotta really, really like mull over and really pray about and really focus on, because that's not easy. Like, and then what if you do get somebody who is emotionally intelligent but not intelligent? Or what if you get somebody who is confident but not intelligent? You know what I mean? And you really, really like them and you like connect with them, and there's a spark there. And, like, stuff is flying all out of the sky. You get that, and it's like, then what do?
Right.
But it's some people who just will be like, well, I'm not even going to think about it. I don't want you anymore. Or who will say, well, you got this, so I'll take that, even though you don't have these things that I value in my life. If you roll up in a Bentley, I don't care if you can't communicate. I don't care how emotionally intelligent you are.
And it's happening every day.
And it's happening every day.
But the thing about it is, if you don't value yourself, and like you don't really love yourself, then what values anyway?
Right. Right.
You just want somebody there.
You just want somebody there to fill a space, to fill a void.
And it can be anyone.
Anybody. Anybody. Just based on whatever it is that you want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
It can be anybody. Sad time.
Yes. Weird time.
Agreed.
It's a really, really weird time. But this is where we are. And, I think that, I don't really have to give y'all my values and my preferences. I was only asking that because it didn't even have to be real. Like, it had to be real. I wanted it to be real, but I just wanted y'all to,
do the exercise.
I just wanted it to be an excellent activity.
Good, because I think I need to change some stuff.
I just want, people who, like, I just, want to kind of just really highlight how difficult it is, even for us. We know ourselves better than anybody else, and to think through, like, what I value most in my life is hard. Maybe tomorrow it'll be different. But today, for me, just to think about that's not easy. And so when you think about adding other people in the mix, it gets a little bit more difficult for you, So that was the only reason I asked y'all that. So it's okay if y'all...
So you're not going to give us yours?
Right.
I don't have to. It was my idea to do the exercise. I just thought,
Okay. I'm going to let you off this time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. It's basically the same thing as y'all's. Just put all y'all's in a bowl, and I'm gonna take mine out. Same thing.
Yeah, all right.
You say that.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, faith is a really big thing for me. Honesty is a really big thing for me, and intelligence is really big. I value those things. I value them in my life, so I would value them in somebody else's. And then preferences, I feel like as you get older, your preferences start being, like, valuable. That's kind of hard. Like, I feel like a preference is like icing on the cake. So, like...
That's what I said earlier.
Like, a sense of humor is a preference, I feel like. But then again, like, that might be number 7 on my value list. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, So, but I mean, it's a preference. I guess it's a preference. If it ain't just high on the list, it's not a priority, then it's a preference. But yeah, it's so. I mean, same stuff that y'all said.
Okay.
Basically, we all in
Good
the same
answer.
boat
Good
together.
answer.
I know, cause y'all gave good answers. Told you it was the same as y'all. But yeah, but I just really wanted to talk about this stuff. Just simply because, I was talking to my youngest sister before she left. She was like, she said, well, what was the podcast gonna be about? And I told her, and she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what? What? She said, okay. I said, do people talk about this? Do you hear about this? Well, she said, girl, people ain't talking about nothing anymore. It's just a bunch of mess, And so I thought it would be important, and hopefully it will be beneficial to somebody somewhere to hear something beyond what they're normally used to hearing, and that they really take something from this in hopes that they apply it to their life, and that they're challenged in a different way, from a different perspective versus what they've been seeing and what they know. And then it kind of goes back to something that you said too. What I'm hoping is that people will understand that it's important to have some type of value for yourself within yourself. Like, there is nothing that I can say to you. I can't preach to you enough. I can't talk to you enough. I can't advise you enough about anything unless you believe it first within you. Because the thing is, God has given all of us within us just a knowledge of certain things, information. He's given all of us our own emotions, our own feelings. He's given all of us that. And we got to tap into and channel that before anybody else can say anything or do anything to us to make us feel a certain way. And people are looking at social media, and they're looking at that from an external point of view without realizing that they have all that they need within them. Because we're all made in God's image and His likeness. He's given us the tools that we need to be who we need to be without us having to look at everybody else for an answer all the time. So I'm just hoping that it'll help somebody in their thinking, especially in their relationships, their interpersonal relationships, and how they deal with people, whether it's a business relationship, a friendship, or a romantic relationship, whatever it is. I just want us to find value in people versus just looking at things from a superficial perspective and letting that be what we live by. So hoping it blesses somebody in that way so that they can really have the people in their life that will push them towards purpose and intentionality. Y'all, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all having this conversation with me. Hey, listen, I want y'all, before we hop off here, I want you to drop your handles and stuff. Because y'all make sure you follow Vakeisa and Dondrae on social media. They're two amazing people doing some really amazing things. So if you don't mind, will you drop your social media handles so people will know where to find you?
I am on Facebook at Vakeisa L. Jones. That's spelled Vakeisa. And on Instagram, I am found at I am Vakeisa Jones.
My Facebook is Dondrae Vinson. Instagram, you can find me at ferocious_productions.
Thank y'all so much. And listen, follow me on all of my social media handles are the same. Social media handles are the same. I can't talk. Brittany Music. I think that's my name for everything. Make sure you follow me. Continue to listen to the podcast. I really do appreciate all of you for tuning in. When you do listen, make sure that as you go out here in life that you are seeing the value in people, looking at people through God's eyes, not your own, so that you can really see the heart that people are operating in, and that you can get relationships in your life that are meaningful, that are valuable and beneficial to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Traditional Millennial, where conventional meets contemporary and faith fills the gaps. On the mountaintop.